Welcome back to Trading 360. I'm Nicole Pedalides, live at the New York Stock Exchange. It's Kids Day here today, so you might see some cuties back there, right there. So a lot of fun half-day trading. Stocks, the market here closes at 1 o'clock. The bond market closes at 2 o'clock. In the meantime, we're live, and we have the big three for you right now. 3 stocks, 3 charts, 3 trades. Ben Lichtenstein will take us through the charts, here to take us through the trades. Aquiles Larrea, founder, CEO, Larrea Wealth Management. Thank you both for being here. How about a big picture, Aquiles? How are you feeling about a market that's sitting right around the 4-month highs and maybe getting closer and closer back to that 4,600 maybe?
Well, you know, I'm super positive when it comes to the market, super bullish. So I'm always thinking, hey, maybe this is the catalyst to keep us going higher towards the end of the year, have a Santa Claus rally per se, but at the same time, a long-term trend towards the upside. Now, Ben may oppose what I'm saying, but at the same time, I think that there's a lot of opportunity here. Not all in the big name stocks. We might have to start looking at other smaller names to get more growth for our portfolios going forward.
Well, at this point now, when you say you're positive, and we are seeing some of the Magnificent Seven going back to those levels where they're hitting new 52-week highs again, and Microsoft falls into that 379.79 just recently, a new high there. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, Microsoft, they go into OpenAI, this platform. There's a lot of news, a lot of positive information. Even if this deal doesn't happen, which it's looking like it's not going to happen, they still have, that's not the whole story of Microsoft here. The story is that they are going open and spending a lot of money in this architecture, and they're going to make a lot of money because this is the future, the Chat GPT. There's a lot going on with that, and there's a lot of opportunity for them to make money. They can go and acquire the next biggest company if they felt like it, because they have that type of resource.
Do you feel like you're going to be looking for other AI names throughout the next few months
of
to
course.
buy?
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there. It's just which company is the best for them to make a strategic move.
Right, okay, but Microsoft's definitely one you like. Ben, your thoughts on the charts, please?
Yeah, Nicole, Aquiles is oftentimes very bullish and super positive, as he put it. And in this instance, that's the correct position, I think, to take with this one. Microsoft has been in a trend environment to the upside. I've got multiple time frames for us to look at and identify some of the areas of value that formed at higher and higher levels, and given us that reference point if you're looking to participate with that trend. As you can see, it is very well defined to the upside. We're going back last few weeks when price was down around 330, rallying all the way up to 380, and identified some of the areas where the market's paused. This is a 15-minute candle chart, and I wanted to direct your attention to this area in here where we had this kind of rapid fire, this succession of areas of balance that formed at higher and higher levels, $3-4 separated by each and every one of them. But nonetheless, here throughout the process here, we were building that trend higher, and then you can see that we started to step into this more elongated pattern. We're currently balancing around 373. As long as we hold up above 362, to me it looks like we are still in a bit of a bull trend here. Let's take a step back. I want to show you what's going on as we step away from the 15-minute candle chart and just broaden our horizon, our vantage point a little bit here, because this is an hourly candle chart. And I wanted to show you again as we've moved from, well, we're talking beginning of September, 300, 310, all the way up to 379. So a significant move to the upside, but along the way, again, the market in a similar fashion as that 15-minute candle chart has provided us a couple areas of consolidation to focus on. Now, I wanted to bring to your attention this area right here. That's the area we just looked at, 335 to about 360. So I didn't really get out my fine-tooth comb on this chart. I just went with that fat cran approach, and you can see, again, areas that have formed at higher and higher levels. Currently, again, balancing around 373 on the hourly candle chart here. As long as we hold above 360, you're still in a very bull trend here, and nothing to be too concerned about. Price activity at this upper level, very random as long as we're overlapping and rotational, but also very supportive of this bull trend we've been seeing to the upside. One more step back. This brings us into daily candles here, and you can see that we're going all the way back to 2019. Microsoft was trading down around $100 here, so we basically, well, almost quadrupled up to, again, 380-ish, we'll call it. But what I saw on this chart here, I think most notable is this. this, the fact that we've been in this very wide range. I took out a fat crayon here and just sort of drew this as an area, consolidation area around this 290 level. But look, it appears right now as we've gone vertical to the upside here right now. So we're attempting to break out of this range here. This is something to keep an eye on into the end of the year. Achilles could be onto something here if we see some follow through associated with the price activity we were looking at on that more intraday, more granular time frame. If this builds momentum to the upside, we can get in a vertical phase here. Bulls are looking to balance here at a new upper level above the 290 area. This is bullish across the board here, multiple time frames here. I can see where he's coming from on this one, Nicole.
All right, thank you for that, Ben. Good to see you on that one. Nice charts. You usually look for 5, 10, 20%. What are you looking for quickly? Because I do want to get to FedEx.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking for a movement to the upside, 11 to 15%, okay, but in an 18-month time frame.
Okay. And then you have FedEx. Tell me a little bit about FedEx.
Yeah, FedEx, we saw that Kramer, one of the bigger guys, talking about the movement and the growth being from China, but we think it's a lot more than that. We think that retail is its future as far as returns. They've consolidated a lot of their returns and brought down the cost of those returns. They've consolidated them more to roughly about 20% lower. So that's a cost-saving measure. So, and we're also seeing that the Far East is another growth vehicle for FedEx with strategic alliances and the like. So they're partnering with smaller vendors and the like. So we're going to see some movement. But for FedEx, we're a little bit more conservative on this. Now, conservative meaning 11 to 14% in the next 18 months. We also think that the trend going forward is going to hit a little resistance. Once they get to that 10% or more, we're going to see some resistance, and then we should see a move to the upside, a breakout pattern.
Okay. Ben, what do you think about this chart? I mean, we did see a move higher here since basically end of October, just like the market. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, Achilles, you were talking about what Kramer was talking about. I think Kramer should be talking about what Achilles is talking about, because not only have you been bullish and very positive about the market in general, you've been spot on with a couple of these names, and FedEx is definitely one of them. Well-defined trend here, multiple time frames. Let's begin with the more granular first and foremost, as we did with our last example. In this instance, we're talking about a move higher from 225 all the way up to 260. You can see a well-defined area consolidation that we're forming here right now. So we're accepting this move higher. 5-minute candles is what we're looking at, and we are balancing around 256 as long as we hold above 244. And this time frame, very bullish here. Value is moving at higher and higher levels. The working assumptions that that's going to continue. The trend is your friend, right? Motion, an object in motion tends to stay in motion kind of mindset. And you have your line in the sand, right? You have a very well-defined area that the market designated and identified for us, the last area of value prior to the one that we're currently forming, to give you that area where, hey, if it gets below that, then the market's no longer trending higher. It's not anything you've done wrong, just the market no longer continued to the upside. So for me, that helps me kind of distance myself from the personal aspect of the I thinks, it looks like, the I wannas, or it feels like we're going up or down. That's why I lean on these technicals, these areas of consolidation. I've got a daily candle chart here for us and a similar pattern. Look at this. Here you can see, Nicole, we're balancing around 250. As long as we hold above 225, we are still in this very bullish stance here. What I notice, though, is each time that we've tested one of these key areas along the way up, recently, back in the end of October, we tested 225. It held, look, that test of around 200, even this test of around 185. I mean, this is just powerful stuff here when it holds up and really can withstand the test of time, I guess is the best way of putting it, as this has. And in this instance, I wanted to go one more time, another step back. This is a weekly candle chart, and I mean, this is the kind of thing that just jumps out at you. And you see a well-defined trend like this, 3 major areas of consolidation of their form. We're talking 42, 73, currently balancing on this time frame around 200. You've got some lows you can see that we've been building up on, and again, a bit of a triangular kind of pattern forming, but let's keep our eye on this. As long as we hold above 200, again, the weekly time frame, the other time frames I mentioned, some of the levels very bullish here. I can see where Achilles is coming from again for this second example.
So, if the trends are looking bullish and the growth is part of the story, does UPS go in that too, or that goes in your story too?
We believe it's hand in hand. We believe that UPS is making some strategic alliances that are currently going to increase their growth potential and to show more revenue as the quarter goes on.
All right. Last but not least, you're looking at Hilton.
Yeah.
#1 best place to work in the world. Maybe it really is. But, it's been a winner. It's at a new 52-week high. Year to date, it's up about 35%. Your thoughts on this name?
Yeah, Hilton's a great name. There's all this pent-up demand to get into these stocks because a lot of people were holding off traveling because of COVID and the like, and now it's just been a flood going into it. They're also developing other brands now, and there's brands that have been up more than 20% in some cases, boutique hotel brands. So that's another thing. The licensing is going great. They just got a positive strategy overall. We're looking at a double-digit return for them in the 18-month time frame. I would say on the conservative side, it's going to be 14% plus, but I could easily eat my words and be at 20% if the story stays the same and we don't have any COVID-related setbacks.
All right, so seeing that reasonable room and possibility to the upside, Ben, what do the technicals tell you there?
Well, Nicole, I'm reminded the last time we went 3 for 3 on 360, I think there was a balloon drop, wasn't there? So watch out because we could see some action here, Achilles. But taking a look here at the trend higher, I'm definitely supportive of that bullish narrative on this one again. So I'm seeing it across multiple time frames playing out here. You've got a 15-minute candle chart here. You can see when we were down around 156, we started to balance and then started to form these areas where the market went into a more horizontal overlapping pattern at higher and higher levels each time that it stalled out. It does appear as if we're balancing around 172. I prepared this chart a little bit earlier, so I wasn't as certain about 4, 5, 6 candles ago, but now that I look at it, we're coming a bit more definitive that can be that question mark we can straighten out a little bit here and determine that is established. Now, look at this pattern here. You can see this is a really well-defined horizontal, overlapping, rotational, wide range, albeit, but not a lot of conviction associated with it. You can see we try and break out. We test the upper, the lower extreme multiple times, but then look what happens here. You get news, and you get that imbalance that's created. These are hourly candles here, so we're looking to move lower from 145 all the way up to 172, and I went ahead and identified couple areas of consolidation because this one jumps out right at you, right? This area around 152, but you can also see in this area we kind of paused and went sideways around 167, and then again kind of straightening out that question mark. I think we can establish an area of balance around 172, but this is also a very bullish pattern here, supportive of Achilles' tone and approach towards trading this one. This is really an interesting pattern here playing out. Let's just look lastly at the daily candles, and you can see that we're in a breakout phase here right now. So we've got balance areas that formed at higher and higher levels, price activity going all the way back to, we're talking the summer of 2020. This stock was trading around $44 at the time. We've formed these areas at higher and higher levels. This is, again, an elongated pattern that's been forming around 133, but look at this here. It does appear as if this is another example of a breakout type pattern. So back into the initiative phase right now. Going to be watching this one also into the end of the year. Santa Claus rally, maybe look for some strength here, and then a new area of balance to form at a higher level in continuation of the pattern that's been playing out here. Very well-defined trend up, again, across all 3 time frames.
All right. Achilles and Ben, thank you both for the big 3. Ben, thank you for those charts. Achilles, a final thought?
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a move towards the upside just in this last month. So, but more importantly is to keep our eyes what's going to happen first quarter of 24 and how important that move is going to be for the rest of the year, Tom.
All right. Nice big 3. Thank you.